I found me a track and field. I'm gonna have to what I'm gonna do is get me a camera that attaches to your shirt or whatever. I don't even know I don't even know how much they are. But I'm going all the way around, and then I'm going around these poles, and I'm just keep going around. So today I'm doing an electric bike. Tomorrow, I'll probably do it tomorrow on a regular bike. And then I'll change up every few days. Then I'll walk it or run it. And then bike, run, jog, walk. But I found me I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Because you've got a perfect track and field right here in this parking lot. And the reason I want to get I've got an electric bike and a regular bike, and I'm going to see if I can do the longevity thing, reverse, try to get stronger than I was 10 years ago, see if that's possible. But what I want to do is get a camera while I'm doing this. Just like riding in a car, you can record your thoughts, audio, message, whatever. I'm still planning on doing the boot camp thing. And this is part of the boot camp. This is actually part of the boot camp. You can do this around the block or whatever you want to do. It's hard to drive this thing with one hand. Electric bike's kind of weird because it wants to take off. When you start pedaling, it'll take off. So if I go around this, so I'm pedaling uphill there, kind of there, then I rest. But you could actually do a vlog while you're getting exercise. Back to what I was saying, this is boot camp, because of spirit, soul, and body, right? Apostle Paul said, he said spiritual exercise is the main thing. Bodily exercise is great, but spiritual exercise is the main thing. But when you feel good bodily, you don't have as much of an attack from the enemy, because if you have pain or something, it's a harder battle to stay in the spirit walk, you know. But really, it's not you doing it anyway. You just die daily. Paul said, though I'm weak, yet I'm strong. When I'm weak, then I'm strong. So that might be part of the process. You have to go through some pain in life just to teach you to be thankful when you don't have pain. Spirit, soul, body. And your soul is consistent of your will, your emotion, and your intellect, right? And so actually, you might say, well, that's boring going around in a circle. That's what life is. And one of the reasons I'm doing this, I thought I'm going to record a message real quick. And I'm going to show you this is what life is. You're just going around and around and around. So in the natural, you're not really going anywhere. You're only going somewhere spiritually, because the natural is the same stuff every day. Problem is, you got some cars speeding. Look at that. Why did I have an obstacle? Bag blowing right at me. What's the chances of that bag blowing right where I'm driving or riding? So I got it on low gear. It's where I'm having to pedal, you know. But if I go around this loop 20 times, I'm getting it's a different kind of exercise than when you're walking. And also when you're balancing, you're using your muscles. The fact that I'm talking on the phone, I'm using my wrist muscle right now I'm using this wrist muscle more than if I have both hands on the handlebars. So there's other like balancing. You're using, like, your torso is being used because you're balancing as you turn, or like if I came down that hill right there, you have to stand up off the seat so you don't hurt yourself, you know. I'm afraid to do this I'm afraid to do this with my left hand. I don't think I could balance it with my left hand, but it would be beneficial to build that wrist muscle right there, balancing, because you can actually see the muscle in a constant state right there, flexed. And this couple right here think, what is he doing? I think they're homeless in there. I don't know what they're doing. While I'm doing this, I'll show you an experiment. So your mind is connected to the winds, right? The more you wake up to this reality, the outside is connected to the inside. I know this is going to sound crazy. So let's say there's a tree that's not moving, right? Let's say this, okay, watch this. Now, you don't see these trees moving, right? Yet. When you gaze upon it, it's going to start moving. I don't know if it's everybody can do this, but I see it moving. These leaves started moving. That's going to start moving. You might say, well, that's the wind. Yeah, wind is wind, which is turn, which is verse. Cognition is turn. So the wind blowing is connected to your mind. See that those limbs started moving. Those are not moving, but these are. I can go up there and do it there too. Oh, watch this. Those are not moving, but watch. They'll start moving here in a second. If I have to zoom in, I will. So I'm starting to see them move right there, right there. See that? Now that over there's moving. It's all starting to move. If I gaze upon it long enough, now this is starting to move. This is moving. Right above me is moving. See it? See that? See that? This is real time, people. Look at that. You might say, I don't believe it. I've done it enough times. Watch, okay. You don't believe it? Watch this. I just showed you twice. Let's do it 3 times in a row. The word wind is wind. W-I-N-D is wind. So let's find a tree that's not moving. As your mind is turning, the cognition has to appear on the outside. None of these trees right here are moving. I'm looking at this one and this one. Let's see what happens. You turn the truth over in your mind, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. The cognition, the cogs in the mind are turning. And you gotta have some faith, right? You can start to see this starting to move here. This one here is starting to move. The sun's in my eyes. See it picking up? Now this one started to move, and then this one here is a little bit further away. So, I mean, there's really no wind today, but you can see it starting to stir it up. See it? See it? Now let's go to this one. I don't know if it has to be in front. I don't know if it's something to do with like out in front of me, or, but if I, it might be just the, it might be have to, I don't know if it has anything to do with out in front of you or above you or at an angle, I'm not sure. But I've experimented out in front of me and it works fine. But this should start moving here in a second. The turning of the mind. So when you look out at the spirals of the universe, they tell you those are stars and planets or whatever. It's just a reflection. It's like it's a hologram. It's like a dream world. When you do enough meditation, you'll start to see. So that branch is starting to move. When you do enough meditation. Okay, so this one's starting to move right here. Yep, there it goes. It's all connected, people. And you might say, well, that sounds new age. Yeah, I used to think that too. But when I read Colossians, it started making sense. Everything's connected in Christ. See it? Now it's moving. All this is moving right in here. Yep, it started moving. So it's all connected. You might not be able to see the smaller branches, but if I go to these big branches with bigger leaves, you might see it. And you know it's true because the Bible tells you you're of like passions as Elijah, and he prayed and it didn't rain for 3 years. He prayed and it didn't rain for 3 years. And you remember the wind caught him up, and he outran the storm, and I think he outran the chariots and the horses. He was outrunning the chariots and the horses on foot. This whole thing is about the saints, the elect saints getting born again and growing. And so everything's on your team and on your side in the universe except for the devil and his minions. So everything's working for you. Even the bad stuff that happens is to make you stronger. Like I say, they tried to take me out many times. I remember when I was a kid, because my sister never got saved, but she tried to stab me one time. We were kids, 10 or 12 or something. 14 or something. She grabbed a knife to stab me, and I kicked it out of her hand. She was shocked. But it started even before that. When I was 4, I had a cousin tried to choke me to death at 4 years old. He was like 8. And so, if you're called to be saved, they're coming after you. They want to take you out because you're an influence for the gospel, for the truth. And somebody might say, what are you talking about, the spirals of the universe? Think about it. Everything is spiraling out from Jesus, right? I never rode this without hands. He threw the truth out. He threw the seed of the word out, right? Like a farmer. It spirals from him, through him, and to him. See all these merry-go-rounds at this carnival? That's exactly what you see right there is what I'm doing right here. Just going around and around and around. So you turn the truth over in your mind, around and around and around. And so the same thing that's going on in the mind is going on outside. So it doesn't matter if it's looking at these trees and they move because you're just gazing upon them. It doesn't matter if you're looking at the universe. You know, there's new stars that appear all the time. Even on the earth plane, there's like, once you become an island for people to kind of tie into, because what is an island? It gives you security away from the waves, right? So when I was really decoding to the hill and I was in another realm, I just felt like an island came off the coast of North Carolina, and I was thinking about, what is that? You know, if you had like 10,000 subscribers who were dependent on you for stability and stableness and to get pointing towards faith and standing firm and faith alone, you're making them stable by giving somebody deep spiritual truths. You're stabilizing these people. You're turning them into stable creatures instead of fickle. A double-minded man's unstable in all his ways, right? And so the more truth a person digests, the more stable they become. And they eventually can rightly divide the word, and all the drama that hits people, the person who's stable walks by faith, not by sight, right? So everything's by faith. And even the scientists have to agree with that. And the Bible said it before they did. The seen is made by the unseen. The seen is made by the unseen. Just by me being here in this parking lot, it's changing the matrix. There's somebody out there that's going to see this and they say, I need to walk around the block. If he can go around this 20 times, I need to walk around the block. I need to get up and do some sit-ups, do some push-ups. I need to read Colossians. I need to meditate on truth. I need to read the etymology. How does he know so much? How does he know so much about all this? Because it's right there in the etymology. Everything is revealed. Because Jesus is the Word, and all word roots. The word etymology means go back to source. So every word, if you unfold it enough, it takes you back to source code. It takes you back to the logos. Logic means logos. Logos word. Everything is the logos. So everything spirals out from that. And so the universe has to reflect the same thing that's happening on earth with a farmer throwing out seed. And it also has to reflect what's happening in your mind. Your mind and your body's a universe in and of itself. And each person per the sun, each person is a type and shadow of a universe. When I bring my regular bike over here, I have to pedal the whole time, so that might have to make a smaller circle. But I can actually feel the burn starting to happen already going up this hill, even though I'm using electric, feeling a little bit of the burn, you know. This might be the better direction right here, because this is a hill the whole way. Doing this 45-degree angle is pretty much the hill the whole distance. Starting to feel the burn now. it only makes sense that God would create a system on the outside that matches your inside, because you can only understand what you are. So in the natural, you come out of a womb, right? And the word womb or vulva means spiral thing. And so you see, when the Shekinah glory shows up, it's a spiral thing. And so if it wasn't a mirror image of yourself, you couldn't understand it. Like when you're a child and you look at this parking lot or you look at this tree, you don't think about somebody who had to pave it and somebody who has to maintain it, and somebody has to paint the lines. You just see a parking lot. As you get older, if you become a contractor, you would see, you would know how long and how many hours and how much labor and how much manpower. You would look at this parking lot totally different the older you get or the more you get. Let's say you got into that industry or that business. You would understand the cracks. You would understand the plants coming up through how it works and how to seal it and all that stuff. But it only makes sense that God would put you in a system that's like you, because that clay dirt, you understand that clay is because that's what you are. You understand water because you're a water body, a watership. And so God made man upright, and He sought out many men. So you understand these trees that are upright and how it feels to balance yourself upright, you know. I got a golf cart over here spying on me. It's funny how these homeless people, they always want something. You're minding your own business and they can't mind their own business. They want some money or cigarettes or something like that. Man, you're healthier than I am. Go get a job, man. The outside represents what's going on the inside, and it has to, otherwise you wouldn't understand it. That's why you don't understand UFOs, because a UFO is a supernatural being or event or whatever you want to call it, and it's a different entity. It might appear for a second, but it can disappear. It's something you don't understand. And there's a reason you don't understand it, because it's from another dimension. Whether it's a demon or an angel or whatever, these things are from other dimensions. They were here a long time ago, before our technology was where it is now. You can't even ride a bike in a parking lot without being stalked. It's sad, man. It's part of the program, the Matrix. Whew, Lord. All right, I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna shut it down, people. I've already made some people mad. I've already made some legalistic people who don't meditate on the word and the truth. It's right in front of you. If God said He makes the leaves for the healing of the land, how can that leaf heal you if it's not congruent with you, if it's not a part of you already? You came from that. That tree came from the same ground you came from, and your body needs minerals and electrolytes just like that tree does. So whatever that leaf is, whether you have to boil it or whatever to get those minerals out of it, you drink it because it's where your body came from. Now spiritually, has nothing to do with you. But in the physical realm, you came from the same dirt physically. Now spiritually, it has nothing to do with you because you got born again from above. But anything down here, you're connected to in the physical body. So these trees, this grass, all this stuff can be beneficial to your microbiome. I mean, think about all the bacteria in your gut, you know. It's all connected, people. And you'll hear some church person say, as soon as I said that, a church person says, oh, he's New Age. No, I'm not New Age. I'm telling you the unseen realm. That the outside and the inside came from the same source. Jesus spoke it all into existence, and he holds it all together. So if he's holding the universe together, and he's holding you together, and everything came from him, through him, and to him, then you're connected to everything in Christ. Not that you're God, because Jesus is God. I'm not calling you God. I'm not saying that tree can be saved, and I'm not, because there's different things, different benefits for different food, right? Different nutrients. Let's see if I can go on this with one hand. Oh no. Alright, I gotta cut this off. They want you disconnected from the earth in your natural body. Spiritually, we want to be disconnected. This is not our home spiritually, but physically it's your home. That's why when you exercise you feel better, because you're connecting with this. You're not just sitting in a cushion all day. When I crawl under that house, do some work at the house, and I'm grabbing the dirt and digging a hole with my hands sometimes. If I got a shovel, fine, but if not, I might have to dig it with a piece of wood. You're actually touching the place your body came from. And some people acting all smart. Oh, I came out of my mama's womb. Where did she come from? Same, where'd she come from? All the way back to Adam and Eve. All right, like that building. How are you connected to that building? Because that building, spiritually, is telling you something. It's telling you about the body of Christ. It's telling you about a fitly framed together body church of Christ. Many parts make the whole. This car has many parts to make the whole. That's what's going on, people. You think you're disconnected from that car, but you're not. It's preaching the same truth as you preach every time you take a breath. Even the fact that motor's turning, just like the trees. I looked, they wasn't moving. I looked over there and it starts moving. Everything's connected. If you look at the patterns, the series, you can actually tell the future before it happens. And so by me doing the bike, or doing the walking, or the jogging, or sprinting, or whatever you want to call it, I can tell the future. I know I'm going to get stronger just to keep doing it. And I know stuff's going to try to get me off my pattern. I already know that. Because that's the way it always works. I know it's true for you. Let's say you say, let's say you say, I'm not going to eat any sugar for a week. One of your family members or friends or coworkers will say, hey, you want this cookie? As soon as you set your mind to do that, somebody's going to show up in the matrix. So you want this cookie? They didn't know you set your mind not to eat sugar. How'd that happen? It's a test. The universe is testing. Are you serious about cutting back sugar? All right, let's put you to the test. Are you serious about memorizing Bible verses? Okay, let's put you to the test. Are you serious about getting in shape? Let's put it to the test. You've created patterns of laziness, and now those patterns keep trying to come back. That's my point.